Hey everybody, my name is Paul Esden Jr., aka Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/BoyGreen25, baby. And we got a juicy nugget to dive into. Full article in the YouTube description. Make sure you like the video, hit subscribe, and show your support. The New York Jets may be exploring a trade at the tight end position. Let's dive in a little bit deeper. This coming from ESPN NFL insider Jeremy Fowler. He shared key intel on all 32 teams, some draft buzz and things coming off of the 2023 NFL draft. And he had this to say, quote, "The Jets tight end room is pretty deep. CJ Uzama and Tyler Conklin are entrenched as starters. Kenny Yeboah is far from a throwaway, and Jeremy Ruckert was a third-round pick a year ago. If Zach Kuntz, the Jets' seventh-round pick, we'll get more into him in a second, can flash early, perhaps New York could move one of its four tight ends in the preseason." So here's the thing. I think a lot of people found, and there was a lot of Jets tight end buzz going a lot earlier than the seventh round, buzz leading up to the draft. And a lot of us said, well, let's think about this. Tyler Conklin under contract. CJ Uzama under contract. And by the way, both of those veterans restructured their deals so there'd be massive dead cap hits in 2023. You have Jeremy Ruckert. You took him with the number 101 overall pick in the third round last year. Now, he had a redshirt year, injuries, and obviously with those two investments higher than him, he really didn't play at all last year. So we don't really know what he is in general. You have Kenny Yeboah. You've had him the last couple of years. He's been floating on the practice squad, so you'd assume his trade value is non-existent because anyone could have just picked him off the practice squad. So with the Jets taking Zach Kuntz in the seventh round with, I believe it's a 220, number 220 overall pick in the seventh round, that's correct, Zach Kuntz, he's a very intriguing player. Now, there's a lot of reasons he slipped in the draft. He's super talented, obviously. I mean, he's got massive size at 6'7", 255 pounds. He was the number 10 ranked tight end in the class by Dane Brugler of The Athletic, but he didn't get off the board until the second to last tight end, which is the 14th out of 15 tight ends selected. Jeremy Fowler said he had, quote, some immaturity issues during his first couple years at Penn State. He transferred over to Old Dominion after that for his final couple seasons. Generally, people believe the Jets got a steal. Benjamin Albright called it a steal. Mike Greenberg, who did a great interview with Jake Asman, I highly recommend you guys go check that out. He said in his draft preparation, he really only studies about 120 players because he only does the first 2 days of the draft, and then someone else does the third day of the draft for ESPN's coverage. When you kind of evaluate everybody there, he said that he only studies a group of players because he doesn't do day three. And the select group of players he studied included Zach Kuntz, which is interesting because obviously he expected him to go much higher. He said people wouldn't have been surprised if, quote, he went in round 4. So obviously he's a super talented player. Here's the problem. Are the Jets keeping 4 tight ends on the roster? Because the 3 I just mentioned are roster locks. Jeremy Ruckert's a roster lock. Tyler Conklin, CJ Uzama are all roster locks. The veterans are roster locks because of their contracts. And Jeremy Ruckert is a roster lock because he's the number 101 pick. You're going to cut him a year after not even seeing him. So they're roster locks. Are you keeping a 4th tight end in Zach Kuntz if he shows some flash? If you do keep 4 tight ends, you're taking away from another positional group. Where else is it coming from? Are you taking one less receiver, a less offensive lineman? God only knows in terms of that. So Jeremy Fowler suggested if Zach Kuntz flashes, and he's got all the athletic traits. I mean, guys, look at the combine numbers if you haven't seen him. I mean, he's a freak. He's an absolute freak and has all the potential to be a star in this league. He's underdeveloped as a blocker. Even his collegiate production, quite frankly, isn't startling by any means. He moved around. He had all the talent, but didn't. The spider chart, which evaluates all the athletic traits, and he's one of the most athletic tight ends of all time. Jeremy Fowler dropped this nugget from the Next Gen Stats. His athleticism score was 94 out of 100. That ranked 7th best among all tight ends who have entered the league since 2003. 7th best since 2003. It's 2023. So in 20 years, he is the 7th most athletic tight end that's ever come out of college. So again, he's a freak, and he has all the potential in the world to be a superstar in the NFL, quite frankly. So it sounds like if he flashes in the preseason, the Jets could flip one of their tight ends. Now, as I was looking at the numbers, and again, all the details are down in the article below. You can click and follow along as we're going through this. It seems really hard to move from either of the veterans, to be honest with you. When you look at the numbers, especially since they had contract restructures, the dead cap number for Tyler Conklin is 9.4 million. The dead cap number for 12 for CJ Uzomah is 12.6. Now maybe you can work something out with another team where you eat a little, they eat a little, but why would they be under any position to do that in a trade? So that's where you get a little funky. The easiest guy to move is Jeremy Ruckert, and I feel terrible because I've been trying to apparently move Jeremy Ruckert all offseason. His dead cap is only 636,000 because I floated him in the Marauders trade. Jet fans wanted to come to my house and burn it down, and now I'm floating it again. But this one coming from Jeremy Fowler this time. What could it mean? Here's the thing. I think Zach Kuntz is so talented that they did get him in the 7th round. But once they see him on the field and maybe some preseason action, he starts to pop. If you put him on the practice squad, there's no more practice squad protections anymore. That was a thing for COVID on a week-to-week basis. NFL teams could protect guys on their practice squad, up to 4 guys on a week-to-week basis, so they could save them. So they could put them on the practice squad, but no one could take him. Those don't exist anymore. So if the Jets put him on the practice squad, any team can sign him and steal him. So my fear is that if they try to stash him on the practice squad, someone's going to take him. Someone's going to take a chance on him, which puts you in a tough spot. Again, it either forces you to keep 4 tight ends, or maybe the Jets will trade one of these guys, as Jeremy Fowler has suggested. It'll be an interesting thing to watch. Again, we still have some months to go to see what Zach Kuntz ends up becoming. But when you have a 6'7", 255-pound guy that's the 7th most athletic tight end coming out of college since 2003, it makes you do a discount double check, if I may. Wink. Anywho, let us know below. Should the Jets keep 4 tight ends? Should they keep all? Should they keep only 3 and then let Kuntz go? Should they trade somebody? If they trade somebody, who do you think they should trade? Let us know. This is going to be a bubbling topic in the comments, and we'll be responding to all of it. So, guys, thank you so much. Like the video, hit subscribe down below for more juicy New York Jets content. Here's one interview we already have booked. We'll be on with Jake Asman on Friday. Let me see, make sure I get the date right for you guys. That is Friday, May 12th at 1:30 live. We'll be reacting to the schedule. We will also be doing a live stream on Thursday night at 8 o'clock when the schedule officially drops. We'll be reacting to it live here. I'm working on a guest. I'm trying to get somebody sexy, so we'll see if that comes together. But at a minimum, we do have Jake Asman at 1:30 on Friday to react to it. Hope you guys can join us. The live link is already in there. If you go to my YouTube channel and go to live, you can already bookmark the video so you don't forget it. But we will also be going live at 8 o'clock. I'm waiting to make that link until we lock in our guests, so stay tuned on that, everybody. The schedule release, so man, it is a spicy time, baby. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.